Someone is completely consumed by you, but you cannot be with them. Right now, your intuition already recognizes this as true, even if your mind is attempting to dismiss it. Take a slow breath and pay very close attention, because what you are about to hear is not a coincidence, and it is not something you invented. The person who just surfaced in your mind is not there by accident. There is a powerful, silent bond between you, one that neither of you can fully explain or walk away from. It is not a fleeting thought. It is deep, constant, and undeniable. They are drawn to you in a way that is both overwhelming and carefully restrained, a feeling they have never permitted themselves to experience before. Yet something continues to hold you apart. Something makes this connection forbidden. And understanding precisely why will transform the way you see every thought, every emotion, and every moment you share, even across a distance. Someone is completely consumed by you, but this connection is not permitted. This situation points to two significant truths that you need to fully grasp. Take a slow, deliberate breath before continuing, because this message is not a random coincidence. You did not arrive here by chance. The person who just entered your mind right now is there for a reason. There is someone in your life, or someone who repeatedly surfaces in your awareness without invitation, who carries a very powerful bond with you. It is not a transient feeling. It is not light, and it is not something temporary. It is deep. It is steady, quiet, and persistent. They are captivated by you, but not in a loud, uncontrolled, or dramatic way. It is a measured, contained emotion, something they have never previously allowed themselves to feel. Yet this bond feels completely off limits, not because love is absent, but because something is obstructing the path forward. That forbidden quality reveals two very significant truths. These truths explain why the bond feels so intense, why there is distance between you, and why neither of you can fully advance or release what exists between you. And before we go deeper into what those truths reveal, if this is already stirring something real inside you, if you felt your breath shift just reading those words, subscribe to Carl Jung Psychology right now and turn on all notifications. This channel exists for exactly the people who feel what others cannot name. You must first understand one essential reality. When a relationship feels restricted, it does not indicate weakness. In truth, it frequently means the opposite. Forbidden bonds are rarely shallow. They do not begin because life is comfortable. They do not emerge from boredom. They are not born from loneliness or a passing attraction. They originate from a profound recognition within the heart and mind. This person did not consciously decide to feel this way about you. It happened gradually, and then all at once. At first, you were simply someone they noticed, then someone they admired, then someone they trusted. And then, without fully understanding how it began, you became the person they could not stop thinking about. What makes it forbidden is not the absence of genuine feeling. It is the circumstances, the timing, the responsibilities, the fears, and the moral boundaries that stand between you.
This is where the first truth emerges. This person is waging an internal battle every single day because of you. They are not fighting against you. They are wrestling with their own emotions. They wake up with thoughts of you already present and immediately remind themselves why they should not indulge those thoughts. They revisit your conversations in their mind and then reprimand themselves for smiling. They imagine what closeness with you might feel like, and then they push those thoughts away because wanting you feels dangerous. Not dangerous to their heart,
but to the life they have built and the principles they have been living by. For some, this means they are already committed to someone else. For others, it is family expectations, cultural traditions, social obligation, or moral lines they were taught never to cross. Sometimes, one of you is simply unavailable in a way that makes everything complicated. Sometimes the connection challenges everything they believed they wanted from life. Rather than acting, they hold back. Rather than speaking, they remain silent. Rather than reaching out, they observe from a distance. And here is something most people completely miss. Silence does not indicate the absence of feeling. More often, it means the emotions are so overwhelming, they have become difficult to manage. This person is far from peaceful when it comes to you. Their feelings are intense, but they express them in absolute silence. They do not speak because speaking would open a door they are terrified they cannot close again. They do not act because acting would force them to confront outcomes they are not yet prepared to face. They do not move closer because proximity would expose truths they have been concealing, even from themselves. Carl Jung once said that what you resist grows stronger. That is precisely what is unfolding here. Every time they attempt not to reach out, the feeling intensifies. Every time they hold back, the bond tightens further. Every time they deny their own emotions, the connection retreats deeper into shadow instead of dissolving. And emotions that are suppressed do not vanish. They grow more powerful over time. This explains the strange, oscillating energy you sense. It explains why you feel them even when they are physically absent. It explains why awareness of them arrives at unexpected moments without any deliberate effort on your part. It is why your emotional state shifts for no apparent external reason. You might sense their presence lingering even during quiet moments. You might feel a current of unfinished energy moving between you. That is because concealed feelings do not disappear. They wait. Carl Jung said that until the hidden contents of the psyche are acknowledged, they will continue to direct your life. And you may interpret that influence as fate. Much of what connects you right now is concealed, unspoken, and unresolved. Because it remains in the shadows, it moves beneath the surface, generating tension, powerful emotions, and internal conflict. This person carries you in their private thoughts, quietly, while the world observes only a composed and controlled exterior. They might appear settled and steady, but within there is a constant pull in two directions: desire, followed immediately by restraint. This is not because you are insignificant to them. it is because you matter far too much. They are afraid of disrupting lives, compromising their values, or beginning something they cannot bring themselves to stop. That inner struggle is exhausting. It is why the connection sometimes feels heavy. It is why the intensity exists even without direct conversation. It is why being apart does not actually bring peace. Jung also wrote that when two people encounter one another, it is like two chemical elements coming into contact. If any reaction occurs, both are permanently altered. You have already been affected. Both of you, whether consciously or not, have been fundamentally changed simply by knowing each other. Something within you has shifted from feeling them. This is not imagination. This is not an error. This is a bond that exists beyond logic and beyond ordinary rational explanation. And this is precisely why time alone cannot erase it. It is not kept alive by habit. It is kept alive by its genuine significance. Jung wrote that where love rules, there is no desire for power. In this connection, power is not the objective and control is not the motivation. That is why it can feel so disorienting. There are no strategies here. There is no manipulation between you. There are simply two people affected by something they never planned for and do not know how to accommodate within the structure of their ordinary lives. As this recognition settles, one truth becomes unmistakably clear. You are not a distraction. You are not a mistake. You cannot be replaced or replicated. You are part of a story that has already begun moving both of you toward a deeper and more honest understanding of yourselves. As that understanding continues to grow, the true meaning of this forbidden bond will keep revealing itself, layer by layer, patiently and slowly, until the next truth is prepared to surface. If you are still watching this, you are already part of the rare few who are willing to face what most people spend their entire lives running from. 97% of people scroll past content like this, not because it does not reach them, but because it reaches them too deeply. If this is already moving something inside you, subscribe to Carl Jung Psychology right now and turn on notifications. What you are about to hear does not just explain forbidden connections and silent love. It will permanently change how you see yourself. As that truth settles in, something else becomes impossible to ignore. This connection does not behave like a conventional attraction. It does not weaken with distance. It does not dissolve through logic. It does not vanish simply because it is inconvenient. Instead, it follows both of you quietly, like a shadow that belongs to neither of you individually, but exists because of what happens between you. You might observe that even when you are occupied, even when life demands your full attention elsewhere, this person returns to your awareness without any effort on your part. It is not because you are intentionally reaching for them. It is because something unresolved keeps surfacing from beneath. The same experience is unfolding on their side. They might go for days appearing completely unaffected. They might seem entirely absorbed in their work, their family, their routines, and their obligations. But the mind has a powerful tendency to return to what it cannot complete. They recall the way you made them feel genuinely understood without needing to explain themselves. They remember how effortless it was to simply exist with you, the recognition and the inexplicable sensation of having known you for a very long time. They remember moments that carried far more weight than they should have. And that is exactly why it unsettles them. Once you feel truly seen at that depth, you cannot undo that feeling. This is where most people fundamentally misunderstand forbidden connections. They assume the distance exists because one person cares less. But the truth is often the complete opposite. Distance is not always produced by insufficient feeling. Sometimes it is produced by an excess of it. This person understands that if they take a single step closer, they may not be capable of returning to who they were before. They sense that something irreversible is waiting on the other side of being fully honest, and they are not yet prepared to dismantle the life they have carefully constructed, even if that life no longer truly fits who they are becoming. So they choose control over transparency. They choose their existing structure over the full weight of their emotions. They choose the discomfort they recognize over a truth they cannot yet be certain about. But here is the cost of that choice. Every time they suppress what they genuinely feel, it does not disappear. It transforms into something else within them. It surfaces as restlessness, as distraction, as a persistent feeling of emotional disconnection from the people they are supposed to be fully present with. They might find themselves questioning relationships that once felt stable and secure. They might sense something is missing without being able to identify what it is. They might ask themselves why they are no longer satisfied with answers that once brought them peace. They may never speak your name aloud in those moments, but you become a quiet internal standard. You represent a version of emotional honesty that they have not yet given themselves permission to live. This is why the connection feels perpetually unfinished. It is not simply about two people longing for one another. It is about two lives standing at the edge of a significant and unavoidable transformation. You feel this as well, even if you cannot fully articulate it. You might notice that after this person entered your life, your standards shifted quietly and without announcement. What you are willing to accept from a relationship feels different now. What you genuinely want has become clearer. What you once tolerated without question now feels hollow and inadequate. You might find yourself less willing to remain with someone who is only partially emotionally present. You might have less patience for connections that lack real depth. You are now acutely aware of what genuine resonance feels like. That awareness did not emerge from nothing. It emerged from recognition. This is where the second layer of meaning begins to reveal itself. This connection is not only about longing for someone, it is about awakening. Some relationships are designed to build a shared future. Others exist to awaken you to your own interior truth. This one belongs entirely to the second category, not because it can never develop into something more, but because its primary purpose lives within you. You encountered this person at a precise moment in your life when something within you was ready to be stirred, and they encountered you at the exact moment when they were quietly questioning the life they had been living. even if they never voiced that questioning to anyone. This is why the pull feels simultaneously so powerful and so confusing. You are mirrors for one another. You reflect the parts they have been keeping hidden. They reveal the aspects of you that were waiting quietly to be brought into the light. This kind of bond does not follow conventional timing. It does not rush. It does not announce itself with clarity or directness. It works slowly within you to shift your priorities, your core values, and your awareness of what is genuinely real. Now, right here, in this moment, leave the number 1111 in the comments. In quantum field science and in Jungian synchronicity, 1111 marks the precise moment when the hidden becomes visible, when two energies that have been moving toward each other finally align. If this message found you at a time when you needed it most, that number is your acknowledgement. Carl Jung Psychology sees every single comment on this channel. Drop 1111 if you feel this was placed in front of you for a reason. That is precisely why even the silence between you feels electric, because something is still moving beneath it. You might ask yourself why releasing this feels impossible, why logic cannot bring it to an end, why convincing yourself that nothing can happen does not actually produce freedom. It is because this bond is not sustained by fantasy. It is sustained by a truth that has not yet been fully lived. And a truth once genuinely felt cannot be forgotten or discarded. You are not simply holding on to a person. You are holding on to an experience of emotional clarity that permanently changed you, and they are living through precisely the same thing. This does not mean you should wait indefinitely. It does not mean you should place your life in suspension. It does not mean you should sacrifice your present for an uncertain possibility. It means you should fully understand what this connection is in the process of teaching you. It is revealing how profoundly your heart is actually capable of feeling. It is showing you the quality of connection that nourishes rather than depletes you. It is reminding you that authentic emotion exists beyond what is merely easy or safe. And it is doing exactly the same for them, whether or not they are willing to acknowledge it. What happens next cannot be forced or manufactured. It cannot be accelerated by desire alone. It cannot be altered by silence or by pursuing them. This is because this type of bond only opens when honesty becomes stronger than fear. Until that threshold is reached, it remains in an in-between space. Not gone, but not fully present. It is alive in thought, alive in feeling, and alive in those quiet moments where truth whispers instead of announcing itself. As time continues to move, the tension between who they are and who they are genuinely becoming will keep intensifying. The same is true within you. Eventually, something must shift, because a mind that has truly awakened does not return to sleep. And when that shift arrives, it will not come from simply wanting it hard enough. It will come from being genuinely ready. And readiness does not arrive with declarations or dramatic gestures. It arrives quietly, through accumulated discomfort and the slow, undeniable recognition that something within no longer fits the life being lived. For them, this frequently begins as a small fracture. They start to notice that the roles they perform feel heavier than before. Obligations they once accepted without resistance now feel like confinement. Their emotional routines feel hollow, even when everything on the surface appears perfectly intact. You are not the cause of that fracture. You are the light that exposed what was already there. You did not destabilize their life. You illuminated the parts of it that were already out of alignment. That is precisely why this connection feels threatening to them, not because it endangers their physical safety, but because it threatens the carefully maintained image of the life they have constructed. Comfortable lives are built on carefully tended illusions. Truth is not. Truth requires responsibility. Truth demands courage. Truth asks a person to honestly confront what they feel and decide whether they possess the courage to actually live that way. Many people are not prepared for that choice when the feeling first appears, so they delay. They generate justifications. They tell themselves it is simply a phase that will pass. They tell themselves it is just imagination running freely. They tell themselves it will fade if ignored with enough determination. But profound connections do not dissolve when ignored. They transform into pressure, the kind that builds silently until it can no longer be contained. This is why you might experience waves of emotional closeness followed by sudden withdrawal. Moments when they seem fully and emotionally present, then abruptly pull away. Times when you sense a powerful connection without a single word being exchanged. That back and forth is not confusion about you. It is a war being fought within them. They are standing at a crossroads between the person they have always been and the person they are gradually, inevitably becoming. And you represent that threshold on your side, the precise point where genuine change and growth are already beginning. Something equally significant is unfolding within you. You are developing the capacity to see things with rare clarity. You are learning to distinguish between powerful emotion and genuine soul alignment. You are discovering the meaningful difference between surface-level attraction and a true resonance that vibrates at a much deeper frequency. This connection did not arrive to overtake your life or to hold it captive. It arrived to bring clarity and illumination into your most interior world. You might notice that surface-level attention no longer excites you the way it once did. You might feel considerably less pulled towards seeking validation from others as proof of your worth. You are learning that making yourself smaller to accommodate someone else's discomfort is no longer acceptable to you. That is not coincidence. That is profound growth and transformation already in motion. This bond is teaching you how to genuinely respect yourself without needing to speak a single word about it. It is offering you a glimpse of what it feels like to be in true emotional alignment with another person, even when the connection itself is not yet fully realized. Once you have experienced that quality of recognition, you cannot simply ignore it or convince yourself it is unimportant. This is why the connection feels so completely singular. Singular does not mean flawless. It does not mean it is effortless. It does not guarantee any specific outcome. But it does mean it carries genuine meaning, regardless of what ultimately unfolds. Whether this relationship grows into something lasting or remains forever unfinished, it has already fulfilled a significant portion of its purpose. It has expanded your emotional capacity and sharpened your intuition considerably. It has brought into focus what genuinely matters to you in love. And it has done precisely the same for the other person involved. That is why neither of you can simply set it aside and walk away clean. You may find yourself questioning why the timing feels so inconvenient, why this connection appeared precisely when it could not fully materialize into something tangible. But timing is rarely a form of punishment or an arbitrary obstacle. More often, it is preparation. Sometimes two people enter each other's lives not to be together immediately, but to change individually first. Because without that prior inner transformation, even the most powerful bonds can fracture under the weight of old fears, unexamined habits, and wounds that have never been properly addressed. Right now, both of you are being called to something deeper than simply wanting one another. You are being asked to face the truth that lives within yourselves. For them, the central question is whether they are willing to live with genuine honesty, even when doing so carries difficult and unavoidable consequences. For you, the question is whether you are willing to fully honor and value yourself, even when waiting feels like the most painful available choice. This is why patience carries such weight here. Not a passive patience built entirely on hope for a particular outcome, but a patience grounded in trusting your own growth and your own expanding awareness. You are not meant to put your life into suspension. You are not meant to remain anchored in longing or quiet expectation. You are meant to keep moving forward, choosing consciously, growing deliberately, and living fully. If this connection is genuinely meant to evolve into something that lasts, it will do so only when both of you can meet each other completely, without holding back, without hiding, and without half measures that protect the ego at the expense of truth. And even if it does not transform into a shared life, its impact will endure, because it has already recalibrated your inner compass in ways you are only beginning to fully understand. That is not a loss. That is a beginning of an entirely new kind. Many people move through their entire lives without ever encountering a connection that genuinely awakens them. They settle for relationships that feel comfortable but ring hollow, choosing safety over the discomfort of real truth. You did not do that. You encountered something authentic enough to challenge your oldest habits, to illuminate your deepest fears, and to demand real growth from you. That alone makes this bond unlike anything you have previously experienced. As time moves forward, clarity will emerge, not through force and not through waiting, but through living with authenticity and acting with genuine integrity. People either rise to the truth they feel inside, or they retreat to what feels familiar and manageable. Both paths will ultimately reveal the answer, and you will not need to pursue it. It will reveal itself through choices, through actions, and through the natural unfolding of life. Until that clarity fully arrives, trust what this connection has already offered you. It has given you awareness. And once genuine awareness awakens within a person, nothing, absolutely nothing, ever remains exactly the same. As that awareness deepens, a subtle but permanent shift begins to take root. You stop trying to categorize and label the connection. You stop demanding explanations for its existence. Instead, you begin to listen to what it is awakening within you. This is precisely where your power returns. The most genuinely dangerous aspect of a forbidden or complicated connection is not the longing itself. It is losing yourself completely in the relentless effort to understand and resolve it. And you are no longer doing that. You are noticing how grounded you feel when you place yourself first. How settled you feel when you stop scanning for signs. How clear your perception becomes when you stop attempting to decode every pause, every silence, every moment of withdrawal. That change is far more consequential than it may appear on the surface. While this connection once drew you in through its raw intensity, it is now teaching you something far more enduring. It is teaching you how to remain fully yourself. You are learning that a genuine, deep connection does not ask you to surrender your identity at the door. Real love does not require you to live in confusion or endure suffering as proof of its validity. Profound feeling does not need you to accept hardship as evidence that it is real. This lesson will remain with you and shape you whether you remain connected to this person or not. On their side, the internal pressure continues to build. While you are consciously absorbing this lesson and integrating it into who you are becoming, they are still wrestling with themselves. They are growing increasingly aware of the contrast between the version of themselves that follows rules, meets expectations, and conforms, and the version that feels genuinely alive and truthful when you enter their thoughts. That contrast cannot be avoided indefinitely. People can evade conversations. They can delay making choices. They can sidestep direct confrontation with conflict, but they cannot avoid themselves forever. Eventually, the cracks appear. Not in dramatic, visible ways, but quietly, in the private hours when everything is still and there is nowhere left to hide. Before this ends, take a single quiet moment right now and leave the number 444 in the comments. In both quantum resonance theory and in the symbolic language of synchronicity that Jung spent his life documenting, 444 represents the presence of profound structural stability being built beneath a surface that may still appear uncertain. It is the number that appears when the right foundation is being laid, even when you cannot yet see the finished structure. If you feel that what you have been experiencing has been quietly building something real within you, let 444 be your marker. Carl Jung. Psychology was created for the souls who feel these things at a depth they cannot always find words for. If that is you, subscribe now, turn on every notification, and never miss the message that was placed here specifically for where you are right now. So do not rush this. Do not force a conclusion onto something that is still in the process of becoming. The urgency you feel is not a sign that you are running out of time. It is a sign that you are fully awake to what is happening. And being awake is not the same as needing to act immediately. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply remain present. Present with yourself, present with your own clarity, present with the truth you have already found within this connection. The people who are genuinely meant to arrive in your life do not require you to chase them into existence. They are drawn toward the version of you that has stopped shrinking, stopped over-explaining, and stopped apologizing for the depth of what you feel.